Welcome back to another installment of In Any Arena. If you like our content, give us that CLS treatment, that comment, that like, and subscribe. And again, thank you for watching. Let's get into it.
My God, what's going on, bro?
Can't call it, bro. Can't call it. How you doing?
I can't complain, bro. It's been a great weekend in sports. A lot of boxing, a lot of football, playoff implications. Yo, before we say anything, man, we just want to send out our heartfelt, we uplifting Damar Hamlin right now. Man, we hear he's making a great recovery, speedy recovery, remarkable in terms of him being able to speak, breathing on his own. So, everybody's great and elated to hear that news. So, sending our well wishes to him and his family, the Buffalo Bills organization. Before we get into what we got to talk about today, we need the gift that keeps on giving. What could it be, Doug?
Got to give us that CLS treatment, that comment, that like, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man. My boy Tank. Woo! Woo!
Pulled
That
it
boy
off.
Tank put them hands on folks, man. Whoa.
Yes,
So, Doug,
sir.
man, what do you like? Listen, okay. We listen. When we talking about our predictions with fights and things like that, when it comes to Tank, man, I feel like everybody already know what time it is, but we try to give these fighters the benefit of the doubt. Like we try to say, hey, you know, this ain't a walk in the park. He not looking past him. It, it looks like Hector Garcia wasn't looking at all. Like, yo, my man said he couldn't see. He got hit so hard he couldn't see. I think you got a clip for us, Doug, that we're gonna roll real quick.
Yeah, let's roll it real quick, and then we can kind of talk about what really happened.
For sure.
But before y'all guys start commenting saying we own Tank's top, I mean, bro, it's apparent, bro. He's like the best
Yes,
fighter
bro.
in
That's
his
his
division.
decision, bro. Like we got people just got to start giving credit where it's due.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate greatness.
All right, let me go ahead and do that for you. All right, we can see that. Let's go ahead and start it.
Ultimately, we saw here what we see with every Tank fight. The fight started out slow. You know, he had a whole little point to prove in terms of downloading the fighter, really getting, I guess for his purposes, really getting a good look at what Hector Garcia had to offer. You know, really keying in on that, and from there, like we see with every other fight, he
I
just
mean,
yeah.
at the end of the day, Hector Garcia was he's definitely a respectable opponent.
For
I mean,
sure,
he is
champ.
a little on the older side. He's 31. He boxed for the DR or represented the DR in the 2016 Olympics, I think. So, I mean, both of them have the southpaw technique. So, I think this was really a pretty decent matchup, man. But I think things really started to pick up in the fourth round. As JT mentioned, it's something about Tank where he gets into the fights rounds 1 through 3. He's really downloading the information, processing it, allowing the boxer to get some touches in just to see what they're capable of doing. And then after that fourth round, that's when things really start to go downhill.
For sure.
So when he caught that hit in the eighth round, that uppercut and that hook, and he said he couldn't see, uh, he didn't even come out the corner to fight in the ninth round. So that's just a testament to what JT was saying. It takes him a while to get warmed up, but once he processes everything, it's night night. So again, in the comments, Tank is the best fighter in the division right now. He is the face of boxing. That's
Why
just
do you think, from your perspective, Rick? Why do you think Tank isn't on a lot of people's pound for pound list?
I don't know. I don't know. I
This is
mean,
a guy that's beat several undefeated champions. When we go
mm-hmm,
look at Mario Barrios,
mm-hmm,
when we look at Hector Garcia, you know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of these Leo Santa Cruz, we look at a lot of these guys. Yeah, they didn't have the big name, the notoriety, and what a lot of people don't understand about boxing is if you're not like if you're not with Showtime or you're not with the Zone or you're not PBC or anything like that, sometimes it's hard
mm-hmm.
to even get fights because you're not being promoted by somebody. So some of these guys, like it's like, yeah, you hadn't heard about them, but they're making their rounds. They haven't been beaten, and they've had some good opponents. But every time, I mean, every opponent, and a lot of people talk about Pitbull Cruz, but let's be real. Like my man's had a broken hand. He broke his hand hitting Buddy on the head, and fought the rest of the fight with one hand. So this man couldn't. People talk about, oh, that was a draw, or oh, it should have went to Pitbull. Like the judges have to take into account that they conceded the boxer's fighting with one hand. You can't beat the man with one hand. You know what I'm saying? You got an opportunity. You got one hand. He's still fighting. Some fighters would have just stopped the fight and say, "Hey, I can't fight. I only got one hand." He fought through it. So to me, I was in the comments with some folks the other week, and people just keep running up this comment I have where I was like, Crawford shouldn't be pound for pound king. You got a guy like Crawford, and not saying I'm comparing Crawford and Gervonta. They're not in the same weight class. I'm not saying what would happen if they would fight, but what I am saying is you look at Crawford's resume in his weight class and being undefeated. You look at Gervonta's resume in his weight class and being undefeated. And you look at the guys that he's been willing to fight. And there's no reason, honestly, why Crawford should be in anybody's pound for pound rankings higher than Gervonta Davis. If we're just going to be honest, there should be no. Yeah.
I'm glad that it's like that, though. I'm glad that a lot of people or a lot of critics don't have Gervonta Davis in their pound per pound best fighters, because it gives him that underdog mentality. It aligns with his DNA, being for Baltimore, always being counted out, and time again persevering and showing the world what he can do. I mean, last night, man, he landed 53% of his power punches. Like that's incredible.
Yeah,
like, this dude was stinging, bro. He was stinging.
Yeah,
so yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the critics have to say. At the end of the day, true boxing fans like yourself, and I'm starting to become a really good boxing fan as well. You can just recognize talent, and he's on my list, pound for pound, most definitely. Sure. So we'll see, man. I like, again, he's not on the list. It keeps him in that underdog mentality, and he got something to prove. He really don't have anything to prove, but I know that's the battery that he's putting on his back right now. Yeah. Letting him know, like, yo, I got something to prove. These people still don't think I'm the best fighter in the world. So that's just my take on it.
Alexa Q, little baby, something to prove. But do you think that Tank will get 3 fights in this year? He says he wants to get 3 fights in. Do you see that as something that'll take place?
I don't know, because you got the legal stuff going on, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't think that will impede with him. Yeah, I don't think that particular scenario or situation will impede with him being able to fight at a later date. I just think it's very difficult to get 3 fights in 1 year, especially with the type of impact that these boxers take. But I mean, honestly, Tank didn't take that many hits last night either. So, needless to say, could he get 3 in? Yeah, I think if all the legal stuff is fine, I think he could get in 3. Would I recommend it? I don't know, man. That's a lot of strain on the body.
Yeah. I believe he can get 3 in. I think Ryan Garcia around April or May, and then November, December bout. I think works out in his favor. So we'll see. We'll see, man. A lot of good fights yesterday. Some other good fights on the card as well. We won't delve into any of them on this video, but it's going to be an exciting year in boxing. Hopefully we see, Ryan Garcia and Tank. Hopefully we see Errol Spence and Crawford. Hopefully we get everything we want this year in boxing, but only time will tell. But Dub and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We appreciate the comments, the commentary, everything. If we had to close it out on one note, we would say, we need that Mercedes-Benz treatment. Comment, like, subscribe. That way, Dub and I can keep bringing the heat, keep talking about boxing, football, basketball, baseball, NHL, whatever.
Till next time.
Till next time.